every aspect, every matchup within the matchup between the Eagles and the Patriots. And at the same time, we'll talk about the 30 other teams around the league that are on to the next. So let's give our initial thoughts, guys, on what we already know will be some of the biggest storylines here facing us in 2018. And let's start with the Vikings, right? Interesting quarterback situation ahead because none of their top three passers on the depth chart are under contract for next season. The rest of the contract and roster looks pretty good. The guys are coming back, those key pieces. So let's put you in the Minnesota front office, gentlemen. Should Case be your starting quarterback in 2018?
You know, we do a segment called Making the Case.
I know.
And Case makes his own case. Case has earned it. We can get into the minutia of the finances, and Peter, you're always great with the front office stuff. He's earned it from a football perspective. This is a guy who just beat Drew Brees in the playoffs. He had a tough night on the road against a great defense in Philadelphia. So bench him, ship him out? No. Sam Bradford, I feel like we've waited for a decade for him to be a thing. Teddy Bridgewater, I feel like it's a decade since he played. Last time we saw Teddy Bridgewater, he was throwing to Mike Wallace and handing it to Adrian Peterson 300 times. How different have things been? It's Case Keenum because he has earned it, the simplest rule there is.
I'm torn here because is he the quarterback in 2018? I'd like to at least see what else is out there from the Vikings. I would at least like to see what Case Keenum's value is on the market.
So you say, go check out the market.
I would say before we pay him $23 million in franchise, or before we pay him $25 million as our franchise quarterback, let's see what other teams are willing to pay Case. And if we lose him because he wants to go to the Redskins or the Cardinals or some other team, well, then so be it. I just think that they have Bradford. I don't know if I'm signing him up right now and saying here's an extension before seeing what the market bears. Because if Kirk Cousins is on the market and it's the same price as Case Keenum, as much as I love what Case Keenum did for me, I still think I want Kirk Cousins. Really? I still do.
Just what Case did this season, Peter? I know you love Case.
I love Case Keenum, but I still think Kirk Cousins.
Case over Cousins?
Yeah, I would right now. I thought he had a great year. Better than Cousins.
Listen, he's 11-3. He had 21 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions. You talked about making the case. Case Keenum has made a case for himself to earn a big case of money. And the reason you sign him is just in case your two quarterbacks you already have on a roster aren't healthy, which is highly likely. Look at Bridgewater. It was unbelievable a couple years ago before he had that gruesome knee injury. Bradford is one of those guys where he steals your heart in 1 second, he rips out in a second because he gets banged up. Case Keenum stayed healthy. He was an absolute leader. And with the pieces that he worked with, and I'll go back to this again, he went into the season as a third-string quarterback, which means he didn't have the full playbook, and he wasn't working with the starters. So all season, he was working week to week to gain chemistry and catch up with every other starting quarterback in this league. Now you give him a full opportunity to work within the offseason as your number one guy. It'll make a huge difference.
It's a great point. The would-you-rather game we always do, right? So it's forget Bridgewater and
Bradwater. I like that.
Bradwater, the one person.
That works.
Would you rather, all things being equal, same money, for the Vikings, Case Keenum or Kirk Cousins? And both these guys seem to say Case Keenum, which is a very interesting take. I haven't heard that anywhere.
I keep going back to what you said yesterday and how much they invested into Teddy Bridgewater. And you've got to think that at this time, when you're saying you haven't seen him last time he was handing the ball up to Adrian Peterson, that there's some value with him. Like, he's not like at like a bargain, but they could maybe get him to stick around with the Vikings and back up either Case or Bradford.
Well,
is that possible? Like to not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know if Teddy gets starting money anywhere.
But could two of them stay?
Well, Bridgewater
said, could you franchise Case and Bridgewater stays, and then you can kind of see how it shakes out?
Bridgewater made a statement yesterday.
And then maybe they compete.
Franchise Case for the year, give him 23.
What Bridgewater said.
Bridgewater's backing him up. You see what you got for the future.
2017 was the biggest test of my character, and he said it's highly likely that I won't be a Viking next year. So if he's reading the writing on the wall, then we have to start seeing it too.
I also think when someone goes away for a while, like, we forget exactly what they were. Sometimes their myth grows. Like, Teddy Bridgewater looked nice. He was not Andrew Luck when he was out there, okay? He made some nice plays, and he made one really cool juke in a preseason game, and then he got hurt. He was not nearly as good as Case Keenum was
in the playoffs. Don't discredit. I mean, he took him to the playoffs.
Case Keenum won in the playoffs.
I think that exactly what he's saying is why he'll be a value to some team and some teams.
Absolutely. It's just such an unknown with what his health is with that. I mean, I don't know.
And he also didn't have a revamped offensive line or a run game, really, so much. I
want to hear from Vikings fans.
Like Keenum did,
We'll see him face to face pretty soon.
I guess that's it for our hot topics for the day.
Wow, Case.
Let's talk about Oklahoma's Baker Mayfield, who won almost every award that a QB could win in college football this season. And now the Austin, Texas native will become the first reigning Heisman Trophy winner to go to the Senior Bowl since Tim Tebow back in 2010. And you can see Mayfield, lots of action will be going down. The best collection of graduating players during the Reese's Senior Bowl week. That starts today at 1 p.m. Eastern with the